back with another episode of the Spfl show. And there's just two of us this week, as you can see, me and Ryan. Ryan, you turned up, mate. Nice to see you.
I know. I mean, I was just about to address the whole thing. I bet everybody's surprised I've turned up after a defeat.
Well, we are.
It can happen. It can happen. Just sometimes the stars align and I make it here. But Spfl, I think this has only happened once before, isn't it? Just this two. It's happened once.
Once before when Div was on holiday again.
Aye. So, I'm looking forward to it again today. I imagine you're going to have fun. So, let's just get it done as quickly as possible. That's probably the best way to go about it.
What goes around comes around, as they say, Ryan. You know.
Yep. Sometimes you could do it.
Shout out to everyone who's been waiting for like the 25 minutes for us to start. I greatly appreciate it. I've seen all the comments. Thank you so much. So if you've been following the Spfl show, like I've been trying to do like wee introductions on before we jump and speak to the games, like if it's been a good week, if it's been an attacking week. Last week was poor, but there isn't any other way to describe this week apart from a wee song. Ryan kens what it is. So this is how you sum up this week in the Spfl. Come on, Ryan.
It's a good song. Used a lot more positively on our side. Yeah, a good few times.
So we'll keep it there.
You really want the copyright strike this week,
didn't
stop
there, but it clearly
really
wants to continue. There's a copyright strike, but we had to get that in there.
Well, do you know what? At the end of the day, you'll think it's worth it when it comes through. Who cares? But I mean,
the copyright strike will come.
I've had plenty of fun with the song in the past few years, so do you know what? Take one.
That's kind of why the song was actually suggested to me. I think if someone who watched your channel, like, give him that, he'll enjoy that. So thank you to that loyal Ryan 118 subscriber who wanted to see it flipped on usual. Celtic fan as well. Unbelievable.
Well, do you know what? Sometimes I don't even know. I don't know where to go. I'm speechless. It's not
brilliant. That's how we want to start.
It's not how I expected to start the show, to be honest. I didn't expect to be getting Beautiful Sunday played, but
it was a beautiful Sunday though, wasn't it?
Wasn't it really, was it? It was a horrible day.
It was for me anyway.
The weather was terrible. The football was
the Livy Pies though, eh?
The Livy Pies. That's one thing I kind of go and spoke about. We spoke about that yesterday. The Livy Pies, do what? Hats off to the people at the Tony Macaroni.
Shout to them.
They know what they're doing in the catering area of their stadium. Right.
So before we get to all the juicy bits and pie related stuff, let's discuss another game. And I'll pass over to you, Ryan, to be fair. So which game would you like to speak about? We'll kind of start off slow and then we'll work our way up to the big games.
All right, okay, doke. Well, do you know what? Actually, I don't know about you, but when I sat down and watched the highlights for this week, I was very, very, very impressed overall. I thought it was
good weekend.
Fantastic weekend for football. Do you know what? Well, Saturday had 4 match days, so beautiful Saturday, isn't it? The first game I'll go with the draw up in Dingwall. I don't know. We'll start with that since it was, quite a. There wasn't a team winning or whatever. So anyway, Ross County, St Johnstone, the game which I said would be the absolute stinker of the weekend in the chat or whatever. I didn't think it was going to be up to much, but we've seen. I like the comment. Cheers, that's nice. Just the atmosphere. These new features are going to be a great laugh, aren't they?
Right, you're gonna have a fucking time this week. So.
Oh, I know exactly. But I didn't expect much for this game, and when I stuck on the highlights, I was pleasantly surprised. Two teams who are ultimately going to be fighting towards that bottom end of the table this season. St Johnstone have started the season horrifically. Ross County, on the other hand, for just being promoted, starting quite well, but I do expect them to be down there towards the end of the season. Ultimately, they are one of those teams. So basically, what I've wrote down about the game, look, poor defending for the first score. I would say very, very poor defending. I'm surprised that it was made so easy for Ross County and there. I think both goalkeepers though done a fantastic job at keeping, Betty wishes he was interviewing a politician now. Funny. Overall, though, two entertaining goals for both teams. Yes, there was a little bit of lack of quality in there, especially defensively overall. But do you know what? It's all I could expect. I didn't expect much more. I didn't expect anything fantastic from up in Dingwall. Exactly. And do you know what? As I said, good goalkeeping all round. I do believe it was a penalty for the first one in the game.
Oh, yeah, clear pen.
And Stevie May scoring a goal, so not bad. Good showing up there, and I think it was a good way to start off the football. I mean, we're off the Court games, but a good way to start off the football in Scotland this week.
I want to ask you about the second St Johnstone goal, because that's where the controversy is, because if you notice, there was a Ross County guy that went down with a head injury, and the referee actually looks at it twice, and the letter of the law is if a guy's got ahead and you have to stop the play, but they played on, and literally from that they scored, and that's where a lot of controversy is coming for this weekend. So, in your opinion, should the second goal, which was a great strike for Kennedy, Kennedy should have stood?
I understand. I completely understand the rule. I think the play should be stopped if it's a head injury, a head injury. You know, you don't know what you're dealing with there. The play should be stopped, whatever. Sometimes I do understand the referee's confusion and whether or not to stop the play if it's looking dangerous or whatever. I can understand the pressure that's behind them, but ultimately, I feel like the play should have been stopped. Now, when the goal goes in, it's a bit hard to kind of rescind it and say, no, we can't give you that now. So, to be fair, I think the goal has to stand because of that, but the play should have been stopped if it was as serious as what it potentially could have been. If he's doing hot in his head, the play should automatically be stopped. And that is, as you said, it's in the rules. It's the law of the game.
It's the law now. So, wasn't it years ago, but it is now.
Nah, it is now. So, play should be stopped. I mean, do the referees follow rules up here? That's a question for another video, but...
Yeah, they seem to. It was a good attacking game of football. I thought Ross County probably should have won the game, and their equaliser to make it 2-2 was brilliant from Spfl, the second best free kick of the weekend. Even that's including Messi's one as well, by the way. I thought it was absolutely top notch. And Spfl's got that in his locker. It's been San in his game where he's able to do that, but he's not consistent enough. So I think Ross County will be.
Somebody who was sorry for interrupting you, so that's not as bad as I'm interrupting the flow. Spittle was one of the players who was such a young when he was at Dundee United, so much built about him. As you said, consistency is probably one of the things. Like, I remember people saying, "Oh, Spittle was like, oh, you got to be a good player."
He's talented set piece taker for years. That's what we heard about him, but he's never quite done it. But as he shows, occasionally he can do it.
I know, and it was a cracking free kick yesterday. I would say best free kick of the weekend, but I'm sure you'll be able to disagree.
Well, there was two other incidents I want to mention very quickly. It was the fact that they got a penalty, obviously. Stevie May missed it. Of course, it fucking did. I mean, it's Stevie May. I mean, I never even need... He did make up for it, but see when he stepped up for that penalty, Ryan, go and just be honest with me, like, eye to eye, right? Did you for 1 second think he was scoring that? Because I never.
Nah.
You guys seen him step forward.
It's like the reverse. Like when Fraser Forster's standing in between the goals, I have a good feeling he's going to save it. But when he's standing to take a penalty, pretty good feeling he's going to miss it. Nice. It kind of works on that same level.
It's just, I never even need to watch the rest of it. I was like, oh, fine. But his goal was well taken. But there is something I want to talk about because St Johnstone strikers, we make funny every single week on this show. We have done for 2 years. And it's funny that one striker did end up scoring by Stevie May, but he also missed a penalty. And then their other striker, Kane, missed an absolute sitter with about 3 minutes to go, as well being put through for Michael Hallan. So it's still a spot that needs to improve. And if they ever want to do anything in this league, they need to get strikers that can actually kick a football.
Absolutely.
Is there a worst two in Scottish football?
I feel like there's... Well, I mean, you look at some of the finishing for the weekend, even at like... You look at Hibs and such, like, there's a lot of teams struggling up there, but right now, I don't even think it's just the fact they're having a worst front two. St Johnstone are probably right now the worst team in the country, but they need to sort that out up there because Stevie May has shown his decline over the years, and you probably are looking at the worst striker partnership.
I genuinely would just rather play Craig Levine's formation than play them two. Honestly, I think they're a man, dude.
That is what they were signing up for when they brought me in. I don't want to just slaughter him relentlessly, but I mean, it doesn't help himself. And as I say, there's the rest of the team. There's nothing there to shout about right now at the minute for St Johnstone, which is so weird because Tommy Wright has always done so well at making average players play well, or below average players. But this season, it's just not happening for them.
Perfect. So that was an entertaining draw. And by the way, none of us predicted a draw. I picked a Ross County one, and I checked with your one either. I don't think you predicted one, did you?
I got the scores for this week. What did I predict? There was one game that I got a correct score.
I know.
And it could have been this game. I don't know. Was it this game?
No, it wasn't 2-each. No, you said it was going to be up 0-0.
That's right. So did I? That's how I got half a point. You're right. Yep, that's correct.
Chancing bastard.
Right. I just knew there was one I got a right score. I can remember what was this one.
Right, we'll move away from an entertaining 2-2 draw to one of the funniest games of the weekend. And it's funny to me because I've just got to that point now whenever I watch Hearts. They're like a parody team. You know what I mean? It's like a comedy sketch. Like, I can't believe what's happening there.
It is. It's like a sitcom out there, honestly. With the things that happen week in, week out, between the phone calls to this, that, and that. It's like a storyline is generally being written.
I know. It's like EastEnders. Every week there's a new injury. Like, what are they doing in training?
I don't know, but
someone needs to be asked.
That's. I mean, Uchi Piezo is. Can I speak? Piezo. Exactly. Him being out is not not very helpful. And
disastrous for them. Like.
Yep, exactly. I feel like that was the only shining light heading into this game, and it was taken away from him. But I continue on with what you were saying.
So it was Hearts 0, Kelly 0. Like I said, it was just a comedy errors again from Hearts. And the way that Kelly won the game as well was Chris Burke scoring a header, hence the comedy that we talked about. And it was the fact that, does it hit off the defender's back?
It does. It looks like when I watched it, it does look as though it takes some sort of weird deflection or something like that. I think so, but it counts as his goal.
It's still on target, so you're always going to get that. But again, when Chris Burke's scoring a header for you at the back post, jumping there, your fullback, you're in trouble. And for that, if I'm honest with you, there wasn't too much positives for Hearts. There are a couple of half chances here. I mean, the big boy missed one right at the very end for a corner. I mean, how did he miss that? But it sums up Hearts for me. I'm not surprised anymore.
Like, that's the main note that I've got in capital letters is what I miss. That is, as you said, how it sums up everything. And I don't understand where Hearts' mentality is at the moment, because it is just beyond confusion for me. I feel like, they started the season so badly, then they pick up a couple of good results, like this could be a turning point, and then they go at home to Kilmarnock, who, granted, in the second half, Hearts, I believe, were the better team, but in the first half, Kilmarnock walked all over them from what I've seen. And it just looked as though there was nothing there. And I do like Craig Levein came out and he said, we've got players returning soon. We'll hopefully be back to being a better team. It's like, how do they survive in there? I don't know. I really don't know what the next step is for Hearts. It was a bad performance. I mean, what else I wrote down here? I mean,
awful.
Aye, that is pretty much it. Hearts not looking good at all. Credit to Chris Burke. We're sitting talking about the heat on that. Did have an overall good game.
He was probably the best player on the
man of the match, probably.
Yeah.
But no, it is. It's like, honestly, EastEnders every week. Knew something happening, and Craig Levein is probably the greatest comedian in the country at the moment.
Oh, he's funny, man. The thing I keep mentioning every week on the show is the fact that he's receiving calls as a sporting director to replace him. Do you know what I mean? Yes. He's gone like, I need ball. So I'll just pass you on to the manager. And he's gone like that with the fucking phone. And he's like, hello, this is the manager speaking again.
It's like that bit in Still Game when he's on the phone and he's getting Jack to walk down and do the footsteps. He's probably still there doing it himself. That is, I feel like, maybe the team talk for Craig Levein at this point in time.
Everybody gets cheese if we manage to turn up. That's probably what it is. But one thing I do want to say, because I feel like JFC Cam and everything like that, he's been a long-time subscriber to the channel. I can see him writing again. He's a big Hearts fan. On the Hearts thing, question needs to be asked. I know I joked about it earlier. What's happening at training? I've never seen a football team injure so many people during training than I have seen Hearts in the last year. It's frightening when you look at the numbers.
I know Craig Levein is quite his tactics have gone to show that they're not the nicest player of teams. They're horrible to watch, and they're not very nice to play against either. They've got some players that when Celtic play Hearts, and I get to watch the full 90 minutes. Whether you get players like Naismith and such, and when laugh at
that bastard's name here,
they would get right into them. But they're doing that at training as well. As like Craig Levein going out and going, "Oh, don't hold it back, just kick."
They just kill each other.
Just kill each other. Like, I feel like that is what Craig Levein potentially is trying to spread around the team, and evidently no working.
Yeah, completely agree, mate. Again, sorry for the Hearts fans. I know we've got quite a big Hearts following, always supports the channel, but there's nothing else it's getting to that stage now where it looks like a parody, and the league's son needs to be done there, and you need to get Levein out there pronto.
And I say it every single week we do this show. I predicted Hearts for third this season, and that is just looking back on it.
Mate, I picked Livy to finish last.
Well, so that as well.
You're double fucked.
Exactly. I mean,
you've got no redeeming qualities.
I'm having a howler this year.
You will do. It's just going to get worse for you. But anyway, we'll move on from there. Again, on the Kelly side, I think good 3 points. Picking up away from home. Tynecastle used to be a hard place to go, but they're picking up the 3 points, and that's big for the manager as well. I also thought there was a couple of half-decent saves by the goalkeeper in that as well. But we'll move on to the next game, mate. You want to talk about the old Aberdeen game?
Aye, we'll go for
your other team.
Aberdeen, the second team, as the joke goes. This performance, look, honestly, I know the game finished 1-0, right? 1-0, Aberdeen pulled it back. Cosgrove getting a late important goal.
How did they pull that back?
I don't know, because this is what I'm about to say. Hibs looked so dangerous throughout the whole game, and it was actually like, they looked fantastic. But it's McLaren, isn't it? Is it McLaren, the big guy?
No, number 9 is that Diod or something?
Aye, sorry, that's it. McLaren's gone, isn't he? My goodness, God Almighty! He still had about 2-3 more goals. Hibs should have won about 5-0, and
he was put through 3 times.
It's saddening. I don't know what was going on. I just don't understand it. There was so many chances missed. And they'll be kicking themselves. Heckingbottom, once again, another manager who has been given this fantastic, kind of break where they got the result against Celtic, and things are looking a wee bit up. And then it's still, going to Pittodrie and getting a draw. It's not bad. Like maybe if you didn't look at the stats and look at the performance from Hibs, maybe it wouldn't be that big a deal. That's a draw by Aberdeen away from home. But Aberdeen haven't been all that great this season, as we know.
No, they've been pish.
They've been pish. Hibs, pish as well. They had a fantastic chance, and Hibs played so well throughout the game, and they paid for it. But maybe this is the time for Hibs to actually kind of switch things about. They've moved up. They're out of the relegation spots.
Big point.
Maybe this is the momentum switch that they need.
To back up what Ryan's saying there, honestly, if you've missed the game or you missed the highlights or anything like that, Hibs could have won that game 6-0, and that'd have been nice on Aberdeen. There's no way that they could have been. A lot of credit has to go to Joe Lewis, but at the same time, as you look at this finishing for that number 9, I'd fine him a week's wages.
It was you're paying a striker to go out and do that. That is madness. And as you said, credit to Lewis. But,
unbelievable.
Right. You got to remember as well. Just quickly, add sorry.
I only go, mate.
Aberdeen were playing with 10 men for half an hour of the game.
Yeah,
and they still managed to throw it away.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, right? We need to talk about two of the other incidents as well with the referee watch. We got away with it in the last game because it was a pretty clean game for the referee for once. Yeah. So credit to that referee. He had a good game. I mean, there was one dive for power, but he got that spot on. But on to this game, the Curtis Main, or Cutting Main, I like to call him because he's just a big useless pole. So I just want to ask what your opinion is. Should have been a red card?
I have got yes. I do believe it was a red card. It's nasty.
Especially this season where there's a precedent being set for these challenges. Maybe over the last couple of seasons you can argue this challenge went unpunished, but this season when you lunge and you stick your foot up like that, we're going to speak about that later on with your game as well. So it's a red card all day. And the second one for Fergie, that's worse. How did top that?
I don't know. Like you look at this weekend for tackles, it was not great, and you have two absolute howlers here. It always looks worse when it's an attacker. Here you've got Main and Ferguson being sent off. But even as a professional footballer, what are you going in like that for? It's borderline stupid. Never mind anything else. And that's two. Especially Ferguson. Two players are missing for the next game. McInnes is already coming under a lot of fire from the fans. It's going to be difficult to move into the next game of it later.
You missed last week's result with Rangers bet them 5-0, and I don't know if you saw McInnes's post-match interview. He's putting a lot of blame on the young players. He was deflecting, like we're asking about him. He kept referring to people's injuries and the fact the young players didn't take their opportunity. Like he kind of shifted all the blame. I just want to say that's another two senior players out there. Can you imagine being one of these young players who's just been blasted by their manager, being says, "Can you come save me?" I'd be like, "Fuck you."
I know. It's like because that's once again talking about stepping up. Two players are going to have to step up in place after the international break. And if McInnes clearly doesn't have much faith in the bank room, then it's not going to work out well for them. Who do Aberdeen actually have next? Who's on the next game for them?
Not Scooby, mate. I'm
should be able to tell you. Away to Motherwell, and
so they're going to lose that as well.
That's madness. Like things have just gone so badly for so many of the top teams, and they just all of them seem to be making it harder on themselves. I'm not making anything. They're not changing anything to make things better.
JVC Cam actually writes in a very funny one there. He's starting to sound like Levine. He actually is. He's morphing into Craig Levine with his excuses, his post-match.
I think surely like managers are catching on that there's a way he's keeping his job here. So let's copy him. Let's do that. Let's do Levine.
Let's do a Levine, mate. Get myself in a sporting director's job. But we have to speak about the equalise, obviously, because Ryan got a goal, which was great for that. Was his first goal since that really bad injury received last year for the Hibs end. But on the Aberdeen end, you got Cosgrove doing what he does. There's an argument should have been on the park. 5 minutes maybe should have been sent off but he didn't get sent off, and he was there for a corner, doing what he does best, physical, and he gets the goal. You get a striker who can score goals, and he will bail you out, especially in games where you should get beat 5 or 6-0, and that shows you what happens when you have a centre forward.
They saw the opportunity, they took it, and as I said earlier on in my analysis, Hibs should be kicking themselves, and they will be.
Oh, they've got to be, mate. It was brutal. But anyway, we'll move away from there. Again, it's one of these results. It's not great for him, but the performance was maybe encouraging. But Aberdeen, again, it's not great for them getting a point at home either. disappointing.
Once again, I feel like it is one of the ones you tell the Hibs fans maybe a week or two ago, you'll go to Pittodrie, get a 1-0 draw, but okay, but watching the performance, you'll be scunnered.
Craig McInnes, Derek Levine sums up nicely there for Cal.
Lovely comment. Well done,
lovely, mate. Right, moving on to the next game. It's actually going to be Gogsy United 2, St Mirren 0. Now, shout out to Gogsy, by the way. He can't make it because he's down in uni and everything like that, so that's why he's not on this show this week. But it was actually a pretty damn good game. There was a lot of chances, a lot of good saves. I mean, the St Mirren goalkeeper once again impressed me. When we played them a couple of weeks ago, where we ended up only beating them from a world-class set piece for BB. And again, he was brilliant. And the first goal from Muller, we've got to give a lot of credit to. Is it Scott James? Is it?
I believe
James
so.
Scott? James Scott.
I've got it.
It's James Scott.
I'll soon tell you. I did write it down, but I can't say it. It's James Scott. James Scott.
Well, sometimes you get reversed of the names. Anyway, his goal there was absolutely brilliant. He maybe should have had 2 or 3 before that, but again, I'm actually going to give that more to the actual good goalkeeping because the shots were pretty decent. And my favourite moment for the game, by the way, is when the Motherwell goalie saved it with his face. 1-0.
Significantly better than any save I've seen this weekend.
He took that right in the dish, and what really impressed me is he never flinched.
No. It was
goalkeepers?
There was an incident as well where I seen that, and I believe it might have been an English game. I can't remember, but somebody saved it with their face, and I had nothing but admiration. I can't remember where it was now and what game.
Was that Clark? Because I think Clarkies took one on the
I don't think so. It was a Premier League game this weekend, and it wasn't a goalkeeper either. It was just a defender. Oh, it was Fernandinho, I think, for Manchester City.
Right, okay.
Wolves, the ball just smacks off his face, and if that was me, I'd be getting at the old all about. But right back up.
Because your glasses would have been smashed, and that would have been a fucking disaster for you. Like.
Exactly, that's happened before.
I can't find my glasses again.
Exactly.
But the second goal of the game is actually well worked again from Motherwell, and I kind of want to talk more about the overall performances from Motherwell because Stuart Robinson, we're on this show and we always make fully managers like Derek McInnes, Craig Levine, Heckenbottom's got a wee bit of digs this season, but Robinson again, just Danings. No budget, low hasty, Turnbull sitting out injured for the entire year. Everyone expected them to be struggling. They're third.
And they're third with remarkably good distance to the top of the table between Celtic and Rangers. This is what I say every year since Stuart Robinson has came into Motherwell, including his first season. I have had nothing but the utmost kind of respect for the guy because every year that team goes through significant changes. They make sometimes close to a full starting lineup adjustment. Like every player changes, and yet he gets something out of them. I think this is his 4th season now, and I think he's had one bad season, perhaps one. Yeah. No, and I say bad.
And that's because of injuries, basically.
And I use it very, very loosely. Bad, but you've seen him first season directed them at a top half finish. Second season got them at 2 cup finals, and this season they are this season doing absolutely superb once again. And they've done a fantastic job at taking players and finding what to do individually. Like, I looked in the park and I was like, Scott, fantastic goal from him. Oh, sorry, James, was it? Not Scott. You've confused me now. Scott, fantastic finish. I think Seedorf looks a brilliant player. Gillespie and the goals. It's just a remarkably well put together team at the minute.
And I've got to agree with that as well, mate. And I've been really impressed with the people he's brought in, like Seedorf again, who's just taken this. Did you see that comment?
I did see that.
We'll get there. Trust me, it's all coming. But anyway, Seedorf's really impressed me. And I just look around this Motherwell side and I'm just seeing players that's playing for their manager because they've heard everyone talk saying, Turnbull's out, they've got nothing now. Hasty's left the Rangers, they've got nothing. And it looks like they've just went, all right, we'll show you what we've got. And they just grind out results. And that was even missing one of their best players who got a straight red card last week. Didn't affect them. And
I just want to say quickly, although you've already briefly mentioned that, a very big shout out to I can't pronounce it, Hideki or St Mirren's goalkeeper. What a performance from him, by the way. Mate. And even both goalkeepers, fantastic. Gillespie, was it Gillespie even playing at the weekend? Was he in goals?
I feel like it was because he not go? Did he not get catch it in there?
I don't know, but anyway, both goalkeepers were fantastic. There was just when I was watching the highlights back, I was like, is that Gillespie in goals? And I think I came to a conclusion there. I just can't remember what conclusion I came to. So I'm struggling here.
I'll save you as pair, mate. The goalkeeper was absolutely brilliant for St Mirren. And I've got to be honest with you, like St Mirren is one of these teams that everyone is expected to be crap as well, but they gave as good as they got. They created a couple of opportunities. It cost them one wonder goal for Scott, and another goal was again well worked
Aye.
Motherwell as well. And I mean, the finish was brilliant. It reminded me very much of Scott McDonald's goal. Remember for Helicopter Sunday? Do you see like from that tight angle? And he just, I had flashbacks to it anyway. It was a fantastic finish there. And if I'm honest with you, it was a good game of football. So yeah, you're right, Ryan.
One thing
see for that angle? You see what I'm talking about for the angle?
One thing he had, I thought Motherwell looked cracking on the counter attack. Throughout the game, many chances moving forward. And aye, get it up you.
Come on, the angle was damn near perfect. All you needed was a Chris Sutton assist, and it would have been Helicopter Sunday or again. But we'll move on to the next game of football. And Ryan, I'm gonna give you the floor here because everyone's been waiting. There's 574 people waiting for this since the game's finished. I've had so many notifications, so many messages. Is Ryan turning up? And you know what game we're here to discuss next, Ryan, aren't we?
Oh, didn't want this moment to come, but here we are, aren't we?
When you go, mate.
The disaster at the Spaghetti had. Livingston 2, Celtic 0.
What was that?
And
sorry, mate, you broke up there.
No, it's fine. It's all right. You know the score. You know what game we're talking about. You don't need me to repeat it. Honestly, being there myself, what a waste of a journey. What a disaster of a watch. I even missed the red card. I went for a pie. I missed the most exciting part of the game.
To be fair, it was probably the best part of your day.
It was, hands down. It was honestly an embarrassment of a performance coming off the back of what was the most complete Celtic performance of the season, I thought, against Cluj. Absolutely outstanding performance. We then head over with a full strength team. Like you look at it, full strength, every player, every position on the park. Best players. They're
there. £7 million centre half.
And we lose 2-0. And it wasn't even, there's absolutely no excuses. No plastic park, no luck, 10 men. No. Every single player on the park yesterday afternoon at the Tony Macaroni was disastrous. Not a good performance. And you love to hear it. But it was a real beautiful way to send the team into the international game. Real beautiful way.
A kick right in the crown jewels, dare I say?
Right.
I want to ask you a couple of questions then because we need to just get into it and dive in because obviously I'm going to make it funny. That's all coming, but we'll start. We'll keep it fair just now. Right, the Christie red card. I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a couple of people, especially on scoreboards and everything as Rocky Boy Johnson's coming in, arguing the fact that it should never ever have been a red card. What was your thoughts?
Oh no, it's absolutely a red card. It's a stone wall red card. No idea what Christie's thinking. And I mean, I would say from that point in the game, we looked, that was it. It was a big chip. No, before that, we were still useless. It never done much. There's a lot of tactical decisions that I'll come on to later on. We're talking about the effects of kind of Christie red card as well. But it's an absolute 100% red card. There's no excuses for it.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree, mate. I just want to say as well, I don't know if you know, but Christie's actually deleted his Twitter account.
See, I'm very unsure as to if
he's feeling about his own performance.
Because there is you see a couple of tweets floating about is there actually any evidence that people were going on abusing Ryan Christie? I've not seen a single tweet, but I don't know. If it is the case, then it's shocking because you should never have to put somebody into that position where they feel like they can't be in social media. But the only time will tell what happens. Maybe get something.
Right, I want to talk about a certain centre forward by the name of Dykes, and I love Dykes. I thought I'd say that live on channel. I realised what I've said. I'm going to be honest, I've realised what I've said there. I'm trying to talk fast to get by it. I never meant it like that. But Dykes is again, he's continually impressing me week in and week out. Even against us, I thought he was a massive threat. The best thing he done was getting sent off for us.
Impressing me.
Is he not impressing you?
No, impressing me, no.
He wore your 2 centre halves.
Celebrating right in front of me. Right in front of me. That's where I was sitting.
Fucking beautiful, wasn't he? Looked like Gary Barlow for the 90s.
What is the hair about? I was literally like the only thing I could think of when he came over and celebrated was I hope the camera plays like just up a wee bit so you can see me. I was here at the beginning, but I mean, never got that.
You just need to have a wee bit of patience, I think, there, mate. But yes, there's going to be a little take that joke because I've just realised that I've got an angle there with the Gary Barlow thing. But I just want to talk about his performance against Julian, who's been getting all this praise, saying, he's unfappable. He handled Morelos. He's never looked out of second gear. I've got to be honest with you, Ryan, I did catch the last 25 minutes of that because obviously it was funny. and I got sent a lot of things to watch. And I've got to be honest, that centre-half completely lost his head, and Dykes just had him, like wrapped round his finger.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a centre-half lose composure as much as that.
Which is so surprising and uncharacteristic of the performances we've got to see off of Julian since, probably, early September. He really started coming into a game, performing really well, rightfully getting the praise from Celtic fans that he does. And yesterday, just don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just frustration. He just loses it. And the defensive mistake that came towards the second goal is it's just sad to watch back. It really is.
I mean, you talk about a giant goalkeeper and he fucking dinks him. Like, Foster's reactions are just gone.
Like, Celtic live in a situation with goalkeepers, which this is something that me and the people who I was at the game with were talking about leaving. We live in a situation where we have 3 bang average keepers who we need to rely on them giving a big performance. I think outfield, our team is unmatched in the country, but in goals, I still don't really understand what the 3 choices are about. Like, Gordon is, he's fading. Scott Bain, I've never been a massive backer of. Never thought
do you know I got slaughtered in a video once for saying Alan McGregor was better than him? I got slaughtered for self. I said he's 100 times better than him. I'm like, he's fucking high.
As much as I love, trying to, back up every Celtic player situation against the Rangers player, absolutely not. There's no chance.
Not the goalkeeper.
And Fraser Forster is somebody who his shot to goal conversion must actually be quite poor. But he does pull off big saves. As I said, I have faith in him as a keeper, but he's not, he's not what he was 7 years ago or whatever. I'll put my earphone it.
Well, that's basically what Dykes done to you all afternoon anyway, to be fair to you. Right, there's another thing I want to bring up as well, was the fact that, what's that really biased commentator? Like, mind he absolutely loves Celtic. What's his name?
Love Celtic? What comment about that?
Mind the guy, it was like when he was getting abused to Chris Boyd, he was like, oh, he loves it. What's his name again? Because he was commentating of the game and he had a fantastic excuse. He was like, Celtic are too good of a Walker, sorry. Thank you, Rangers Mad. Walker was like, Celtic are too good of a football inside. That's what's been the problem versus Livingston.
I love how we'll have like very different views of Andy Walker, because Celtic fans will tell you they cannot stand Andy Walker.
Trust me, we're the same.
I don't think anybody can. I thought for a former Celtic player as well.
It was the fact that he was saying that was the problem, is Celtic's too good of a football inside to be beaten. No, to be playing on a team like Livingston who are just all physical, and it's not their fault that they got beat. Like, what's that all about, mate?
Look, I would take everything that Andy Walker says with a just cover your ears. That is simply it. Look, there's no excuses for yesterday. I said we were terrible. Neil Lennon's making these horrendous tactical decisions, and let me just, this is one thing I wanted to bring up. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I just want to go on the record and say this. I have the faith that Neil Lennon we'll pull it back.
To be fair, see if I could click on a Twitter hang what you said when he was announced. I'd certainly love to bring that up. Because what did you tweet, Ryan?
Can't remember.
Ryan, what did you tweet?
No, I can't remember. It was that.
Was it no like, if we hire Neil Lennon, that's 10? Say goodbye to 10 in a row. Is that what you tweet?
Anyway, we'll still win it. But still, anyway, no, the tactical decisions yesterday made they're just absolutely unbelievable. Like, so Forrest comes off.
I mean, you're being generous in tactical, anything to do with him, like.
We bring off Bio. No, we bring off Forrest, bring on Bio. Right? Whereas we start playing with the 2 men up top, Edouard and Bio. What is happening on the right-hand side? You've got somebody out left, but you've got the 2 on the right, you've got the 2 up there. And Edouard was having a honker of a game as it is. Why no take off Edouard? Maybe bring on Bio there. Yeah. I don't know. There's just some decisions. And I feel like Neil Lennon is the type of manager, as much as I back him right now, I feel like he is one of the managers that goes, we're 1-0 done. This doesn't normally happen. Mm-hmm. And then he struggles to find that kind of, under Brendan Rodgers, there was always that kind of like, we'll pull this back. But under Neil Lennon, if it's not a Celtic Park anyway, you're kind of thinking to yourself, right, need to do something here, Neil. And it's kind of like poking on with a stick, waiting for something to happen.
He's not got none.
And then he's got the allegiances to the players that he just loves, and he'll have to just look. I have faith in the guy, but sometimes I feel like he needs to do something, maybe even the word risky at times, to try and get something in these sort of games, because you're playing in a very narrow plastic park. there's not much the team could do. You've got to change something. You can't just stick with the formula that you've been playing for the first minute and no working.
Yes.
Simply put.
Right, I want to ask you as well for another thing. It was the Scott Brown substitution, because a lot of that's been made up, and I've been asked the question because Scott Brown, when he went off, shook everyone's hand, apart from Neil Lennon, he walked right by him. And then obviously you've seen the funny pictures. I'd love to throw them up, sitting on the bench there like Hoddit and Doddit. It's fucking fantastic. But I just wanted to ask your opinion there. Taking off your captain, like when you are chasing a game of football, was that the right move in your opinion on that one?
Judging on performance, it was the right move.
Okay.
I think, look, I'm one of the very big backers of Scott Brown. People phone in every week on the Super Score. Oh, why did you not drop Brown? Blah, 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 blah. You don't drop Brown because he's the talisman of the team. He's the one who wrangles the team. Look, his performance on Thursday night, for example, was absolutely incredible, and it was a true captain's performance. It was man of the match for a reason. And then Sunday, he's just Sunday wasn't there, and he takes him off. I wouldn't look too much into the whole handshaking thing and that. Scott Brown and Neil Lennon have got a good relationship for the past few years. I wouldn't look too much into the 40s. We all have these sort of things. Like, people have done it, yourself,
Oh, I've seen it.
Celtic fans love to post the 40s of stuff where you see in the Rangers bench and blah, 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 and nothing comes for it. I don't imagine much will come for this. Look, it's risky to sub your captain off, but if he's not performing well, then it's understandable.
There's a question here, and I was actually sent something very similar on Twitter from I think it was Neil something on Twitter. He's a Celtic man. He was like asking Ryan, can Scott Brown play twice in a week? And Craig actually writes something very similar on that one, because you obviously watch him every game. Is he still got that in his legs? Is that the problem?
Do you know what? It's difficult. You're looking at a 34-year-old guy who has kept tremendous shape of himself. But
lovely round head.
A lovely round head. Yep. I don't see any reason as why he can't play 2 games a week, because there's been times he's played 2 games a week and nothing's been said about it because nothing's wrong. But it's one of these situations where he's one of the first fans like to jump on when he doesn't have a good game, and then everything starts turning. But nobody blinks an eye.
The captain's armband brings that a lot as well, I think.
Nobody blinks an eye if he plays good twice a week. Like, he played Thursday night and he played the weekend before. It was fine, and then had a bad performance against Livingston. Look, I'm still going to be a very big backer of Scott Brown until it is genuinely, worrying.
Until he's in a fucking wheelchair, right? You still be saying, play him.
Get him one part. I know.
Again, I'm not really like a guy that argues with the age thing, because I think that's a lot of pish. Like when we signed Stephen Davis, people tell me his age, and people, when we signed the phone, people were laughing at his age. I've never been one that. It depends on how they perform. But the one thing I noticed is they just allowed Scott Brown to have the ball. They weren't worried about the way the Livingston were set up for me when I was watching them, is they were marking maybe the key men, but they were allowing Scott Brown to have the 5-10 yards because they weren't afraid of what he could do with the football. And I found that interesting just watching it. And I thought Robinson had a very good game. Like, he was done well to get up for the challenge for Christie, took his goal very well. And I just thought it was interesting the fact that they all kind of mapped up and just allowed Scott Brown maybe the wee bit of the space, because of like he's who we least fear.
I think rightfully so, teams around the league will not expect too much offensively for Scott Brown. Yeah. That is understanding. He's mostly there to help control the tempo of the game and the attitude of the game and such. And defensively, he's very strong as well. Offensively, you're not going to get much from him.
And I'm not just saying this as well to take the piss, but I thought, is it Bartley who's the Livingston captain?
Aye, what a fantastic game he had.
Oh my God. I've never seen a man dominate Scott Brown as badly as that physically. Like, Scott Brown was bouncing off him.
For literally, I think,
in a long time.
4 or 5 minutes into the game, I was shout out to my pal Mark. For about 4 or 5 minutes into the game, and we were sitting beside each other, going, "He is dominating." Aye, like, it was having a great game, and I think he was potentially my man of the match on the park throughout the game.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely stunning as well. And we'll get to like the 5 players at the end. But so I just want to ask you about obviously the league table and that, going down to second place. Do you think that's kind of, do you think the international break has came at the right opportunity or the right time? Because the performances in the league, you said you had a good game on Thursday again. I would rather watch paint dry than watch these in Europe. But for the last 2 league games for the show, I've watched, and it's not been impressive at all. That's 2 weeks in a row now. We've dropped points, both away from home. It probably is a good time for this break to come up. I don't know if our sights were set too highly on getting that result against Cluj, especially because what happened the last time we played Cluj, which obviously you'll love to hear, but still. He's a Cluj. What happened? Come on. Fucking get it.
Anyway.
You walked into that. I've been waiting on that opening the whole time.
I don't. It's probably the right time for this break to come along. I have faith we'll come back and we'll be fine. And I don't know how long the league table will stay. Blah blah blah. What matters is we come back and we focus on the rain games. And you know, as a Rangers fan yourself, the last thing that you want you to think about heading into that game against Hamilton yesterday would be Celtic got beat. You want to focus on your end result. So, no, I think the breaks came at the right time.
Yes. I think that's the only time we will ever say that in Scottish football, the fact that the break comes at a good time. But it's going to be interesting to see how you respond, because obviously if you think back to the last international break, we obviously got beat off Hughes and we went down, and that was an opportunity to go top of the league. And there was a lot of questions asked to how is Rangers going to respond. And you saw what they've done. Maximum points, top of the league. So it's going to be interesting to see now for the other perspective, with the pressure on them as clear favourites for the league. Obviously, you kind of yourself, people are still saying that that's the way it's going to go. So it's going to be interesting to see how it responds. And I'm just going to enjoy the next couple of weeks.
We've got Ross County when we're back.
Big Stewarty. Stewarty's going to have a fucking game against you.
Celtic Park. It's Celtic Park. Should we get a result? So let's hope.
Well, Neil Lennon's in charge. He fucking just never, ever. No, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. And something I find very funny in that as well is like people are like commenting like on Hingy's video, my recap yesterday, and be like, he's only be saying that in 6 months' time, but I'm saying it now because we're top now, son. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? You react.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself.
No, but I mean, we can't get any ahead of ourselves. We're top. No one's ahead of us. I mean, we can't get ahead of ourselves because we're top. Right? That's how it works. See, like this is us. This is you.
I get it. I get where you're coming from.
This is Hearts. See down here.
That's Hearts. Goodbye. Could be worse. Could be Hibs.
Could be. You could be St Johnson. You know what I mean? To be fair, they'll probably take points now. But anyway, we'll move on to the next game of football. And I'm just going to have to open the door for Rocky Boy Johnson because he's wanting it already. So, mate, I'm going to allow you to introduce the 5-star display.
I was just going to offer a general light entertainment.
No. The 5-star display of Rangers going top of the league. Enjoy yourself. Back in a second.
Well,
let's go.
Nice to see you, people. Rangers Hamilton, you know what the score was. Rangers taking advantage, and he's coming back. So I'm just going to drag this out very, 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 very slowly as he counts out. Ideally, how many seconds till he sits back down in his chair, and that is there we go. So CG, you want to continue on with that?
I have no idea what you said, mate. I think I heard Sonic cheers.
I said you held up 5, and I was saying hopefully that's ideally how many seconds till he sits back in his chair. So,
I was just picking how many goals we scored. 5 of them, which was great. It was back weekend. See, if you combine last week's result, 5, Aberdeen, 5 again. That's interesting when you put them together.
Just as many goals as Tottenham have conceded in the last 2 games.
I mean, that wouldn't be hard. Generally, you'd put them.
Absolutely. Put my pen.
Okay. Imagine if we went into that tin pot league and we'd destroy Spurs. Right. Anyway, let's get on with the game of football. Did you introduce that at all, or were you just your usual?
I started. I kind of started. I gave that it was Rangers and Hamilton at Ibrox. That's where I got to.
Good. That's good. Fantastic. Right. I want to talk about Jermaine Defoe, and I want to know your opinion on because his stats this season it's never been seen in Scottish football, if I'm being honest with you, especially since it's now called the SPFL. He's by SPFL thing instead of the SPL. Like, there's no one coming close to his goals per minute. He's averaging a goal every 39 minutes. He's only played 353. The man is just continuing to do things, and he's getting about 15, 20 minutes a game most times. So I just wanted to know what your opinion is, because obviously you talked about bringing on Bio. Is that his name?
Yes.
He was great. So we're talking about backups and strength and depth and stuff like that. So I seen like one of the most viral tweets was from a Celtic fan who was saying the difference between this weekend is the fact that they can sub on Defoe or Morelos because that's the way it worked out, and we've got to bring on Bio, or there was another player that was mentioned, I'm forgetting his name. So I just want to know what your opinion on Jermaine Defoe is and the whole age argument and stuff like that. So
once again, you've already said the words. Age doesn't matter too much. I mean, you've got Glenn Whelan playing in Hearts midfield, so age doesn't really matter. But there's no denying it. I mean, I can't sit here and what sort of normal human being would I be? How biased would I be if I was to sit down and go, Defoe isn't a good football player? He is.
See if you just have the balls. Didn't rate my Tommy.
He's rotten. Aye, absolutely stinking. No, he's been a natural goal scorer for the minute he stepped on a football park already years ago. He's played for top teams. He's now brought his trade to the Scottish Premiership, and he's one of the few players who come up with such a high name and actually show why they have got that sort of name. They're not like a Joey Barton who came up here and gave it all this and then walked away for the league. No, Jermaine Defoe's came up. Craig Bellamy, stuff like that. And, you know, even you could go as far as he had one good game against Rangers, Roy Keane, stuff like that. You know, they came up.
I like that.
But no, Defoe's coming up and he's scoring goals consistently. It's what you want to see in a striker, and any team would take the quality of Jermaine Defoe and a heartbeat up here. No doubt about it. And he's, you know what? He's a terrific player. There's no denying that. I mean, it's painful, and as much as I hate him, you know what? He's scoring goals, and I can't take that away from him.
Scary, man.
Another hat trick. I mean, what's that? Is that 2 hat tricks in how many weeks?
For the season.
As well. Like, what can you? How can you argue that that's not a good player?
Just as well, sure. Is he in the league the best striker in the league now? Because if you look at the numbers for day one, close to him,
I know if you can use the. I get what I still firmly believe that Edouard is the best player in the league, hands down. Overall, best player in the league. Any position doesn't matter.
Just because you're grieving.
No, just overall, I think Edouard's the best player in the league. So I guess I couldn't sit here and say, I think Defoe's the best striker. Going off domestic performances, goals wise, on form at the minute, Defoe is the better goal scoring player. I still believe that Edouard is, you know, the better player in general.
Of course, yes. He done well against Livy. But anyway, we'll move on to there then. So we've got obviously a fantastic first goal. Did you see the first goal for Jermaine Defoe? Brilliant.
Terrific chip.
And I love the confidence, because I know he's slightly looking at the ball, but you can see by his run, he's already running, because he knows the second he's hit that, he's scored. And I just love the fact that he's able to do that. His second goal's all about his movement. For me personally, it's frightening, because the guy's trying to rip his shorts off, skins him raw, and a slight deflection in the finish. But as you said earlier, Ryan, as long as it's going on target, it's going to be their goal. And he's obviously got a tap in for the end. But again, even the tap in, it's his alertness, because people were laughing about his age and stuff like that, saying he's no needed here, blah, blah, blah. But again, he's alert, he's reacting the exact same like he done last week versus Aberdeen. He's so far ahead of everyone just up here that it's scary. But
he's got that much experience in the game, and especially, as I said, played for top teams. He's so clued up what he's doing. He's a smart guy.
It's going to be great so he can finally win a league title this year. That's going to be great for him as well after his long career.
It's got to be sad when he ends his career in the league titles.
Well, I agree to disagree on it. So there was a lot of performances for me. I thought Edmondson played really well in the game of football, but what I was really impressed with is the fact the Rangers were able to handle business, because you think last year Celtic dropped points here or there, but we ended up drawing like Hibs and stuff like that. If you look at that, but the fact the Rangers were able to go out there where the pressure was on them, let's be fair, opportunity, the first chance to go top of the league for a very long time, without games in hand and all that stuff, and they went there and wiped the floor with a team that had every man in the book. So you've got to give them credit for that. I'm not going to go into too much because I've already had my say, but very, very impressed with Rangers, ruthless. And I just love the fact that I want to ask you this as well. You're winning 5-0, right? 20 minutes to go. Defoe's on a hat trick, and you sub on Alfredo Morelos and play 2 up front. Like, that's the way Rangers
a lot of intent there. A lot of intent.
I
mean, beautiful if Amon pulled it back and made it 5 each, but I mean,
that'd have been 55. You'll see one of them this year as well. But it's just the fact that they're complete. I mean, I'm just fucking doing ring drinking, mate. You need to wake up a bit. But it's fantastic.
Maybe 55 before you get 55, for fuck's sake. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that took about 12 seconds, right? Come on, shut up a bit. Just everyone laughing in the chat that really cut me laughing. It was the faces. Like, this one got me. That just made me laugh, and so did this one. Chips Brothers, fantastic. Loved that. Well, whose chip did you like better, Defoe's or Dykes?
McCain's.
Fair play, I'll give you that. Not a shot. Right, so that was the game of football. Obviously, Rangers are top of the league. If you want to say anything else, because obviously we kind of reflect back.
The only thing that I wanted to add is it should have been about 10 though. Really, but very big performance, and top of the table. Hopefully not for long.
What was that?
Hopefully not for long.
The start part, I heard that part.
Don't push your luck.
I was just going to stay still for it. Right, lads, so we're 49 minutes in. Now we're going to turn our attention to the 5 players of the week. And if Ryan picks Bolly in the team of the week this time, I swear to God.
Look, if it was based off Europa League performances, he'd be number 1. So he was even... Don't laugh. He was even in the Europa League team, the official Europa League team of the week.
Last week. It's consistency in the Scottish game, mate. Left
No,
backs.
he's not in my list. He's not there. But I mean, just saying, if it was based off Europa League performances, he'd be number one.
Oh, there is one other thing, by the way, I want to mention very briefly. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the free kick for Bonnebear Barisic as well. Unbelievable, right in the top bin. That's his second one.
Couldn't place it much better. Oh, jeez.
But we talk about just quickly on Barisic, the fact that he was struggling for so long, he's found confidence. That one goal versus St Mirren, and he's been strolling it. We've seen players like I'm sure you'll have Celtic players who struggle to adapt over the first season or two, then turn into a player. And it looks like BB's finally doing that, and his set pieces are absolutely perfection. So I just wanted to give him a wee shout as well for his turn around. But anyway, let's get into our 5 players of the week then, shall we, Ryan? We'll start off with yourself.
Yes, well, I've not actually decided a particular order, so I'm going to try and do so on the spot, but I have got my 5 players down here. At number 5, I'm going to go with, I don't know if this one will surprise you, but I've got Greg Stewart.
Oh, wow.
At number 5.
Why is that?
I just thought he had a decent game, looked good. Got the assist to the first goal, didn't he? I think I was a couple of weeks, well, apart from it, obviously I wasn't here last week, the week before I had Stewart in as well. So I've got Greg Stewart at number 5. At number 4, I've got Polworth after a good performance. At number 3, I have got Chris Buck for his performance for Kilmarnock and the header, yes. Number 2, I've got Marvin Bartley, as I already said. Terrific performance, controlled the game for Livingston. And number 1, I've got Bolly Ball and Golly. Get on. At number 1, I've got Jermaine Defoe.
Surprising me, you've not got Dykes in there.
Do you know what? I already thought I'd done you a favour by putting Defoe in. So
he had to be number 1. He scored the hat trick. You've said that rule before, but how's Dykes made that? Is that a wee bit better than this, sir?
Maybe.
Fair enough. I'll give you that, mate. That's right, I'm going to go with number 5. I have went Paul Murphy as well. I can't pronounce his name properly, but we'll go with that one. Number 4, I've actually went with the St Mirren goalkeeper, believe it or not.
He was a close 6 on mine.
I know people's probably going to laugh at that and be like, CJ, they go beat 2-0, but the level of his saves were brilliant.
Fantastic.
Number 3, I've got Bartley, because, again, he dominated the midfield, and, again, I've never seen Scott Brown bounce off someone and just be physically dominated for the entire 90... Or how long did Brown play? About 60 or 2 minutes or something like that? Whatever he played, Bartley completely dominated him. That was a massive performance for him. Number 2, I've got Dykes, because we talk about Bull in the middle of the park for Bartley. Your entire defensive line, and Ayer, who you can actually quite rate pretty highly. I think he's a very good centre half.
This is the thing. It says a lot, right? And you yourself, you've admitted how good a player I is. It shows you how well Celtic have been playing over the past month or so. When I can honestly sit down and say the dodgiest player in the park every week has been Christopher Ayer. That says a lot, and we saved it.
Goes on out. That's what that fucking is. But, so for me, Dykes he turned £7 million into 7 pence. Like, honestly, if you were to try and get a refund, they wouldn't offer you none for him. That was a man that completely lost the plot. And his finish, we never really touched on it. It's brilliant. You know what I mean? We could talk about the defending and everything like that, but he's chipped a big, useless goalkeeper like Foster. He's 6 foot 7.
Useless is a bit fucked. Come on. Look, the marker once called him the Great Wall. They once fucking Le Grand Maria, I believe it was.
That's only he's got it funnier for penalties because he literally touches the goalpost.
Lionel Messi has never faced a difficult goalkeeper in his life.
Are you on drugs? Right, so next is number 2, and number 1's going to be Jermaine Defoe. By the way, I've tried to be a wee bit fair and open up. Because I wanted to put Bonnebear Barisic because, again, I was really impressed with him. I even wanted to put Stewart in, but you mentioned him. And I wanted to put Stephen Davis in there. But I try and keep it fair. I tried to just pick it based on that one. And for me, I had to mention the 2 Livingston boys. They had to be in there. But it's good to see some other people's opinion are on that. You're getting London Dykes getting a lot of love. 2 penalty decisions. Oh, yeah, for the Rangers game, a lot of people's asking about the 2 pens. Have you seen the 2 penalty incidents?
I have seen the 2 penalty incidents. I believe, if you quickly just want me to go over, I think the second one, penalty.
The young man basically fucking throws it in almost in his net.
Aye, second one, penalty. First one, I can understand the argument. I wrote down unsure. I would probably more on the side of no, but is that just my bias coming out? I don't know.
No, to be fair, mate, I even said in my fan recap, it should have been 2 penalties. The first one was, the second one, sorry, was clear as day. Handball, should have been a penalty. The second one, I can understand why the referee's not given because it's gone at such a high speed. He's not got a clue. But when you look back at it and you see the replays, it's a penalty. But again, that one's working it so fast because Tavernier literally skill moves them. It's hard to judge. So we'll not go for that. But anyway, let's dive in and get our prediction on. Remember, fire yours in opinion, and I will be clicking on them and showing them up. So get your opinions out there. Ryan, where are we starting, mate?
We are starting at Parkhead as Celtic look to
start off shit, work our way up. I like it.
Honestly,
like where your head's at.
You give me a reason to sit out every week. Anyway, first game is at Celtic Park. As we already touched on, Celtic taking on Ross County in an attempt to get some points back. CJ, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, mate, I'm going to go. I think you will respond, but I do not think it's going to be a pretty game of football, believe it or not, because I actually quite rate County and they've got a lot to offer, but I think they're going to win 1-0. But it's going to be one of those frustrating game of footballs, I think.
1-0 Celtic, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, doke.
Because I'm saying that because I picked that last week and he's got beat, so there's a method here. There's a method.
Right, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Celtic win. I do think Ross County have the capability of scoring a goal, especially if we get a wee bit too comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, mate. Right, so Stephen _1872 writes in 5-0 County. It's pretty obvious. Fair play. Stuart Keane writes in 1-0. I believe that's the Celtic because of the way he's put the numbers. Adam Oliver writes in 4-0 Celtic. Callum writes in at 0-0, a boring game of football. You know, son, I could maybe see that happening, Ryan. I like just a far off mind, like one of those frustrating back for the international break.
Like it's one of the ones where the team should be fresh.
Yeah.
I want goals, I expect goals.
Yeah, but you know Stevie Clark will have about 12 Celtic players in there playing at 10 positions. Right, we'll go to the next one as well. Rami's also got 1-0 to Ryan's Mob. So there we are. Moving on.
Well, moving on, we are heading to Hamilton for Hamilton versus Hibs, where I do believe Hibs will and should wipe the floor with them. I have a wee bit of faith for away goals here, even though they've struggled on the road. I'm going to say
even with their strikers.
3-0. Yeah, I do what? 3 Stevie Mallam long shots, 3-0 him.
If it's no him, no one else is scoring.
Exactly.
The game that was really annoyed me with that game is Glenn Middleton put a perfect ball into the box late in the game for him to tap into the net, and they can't blare the other net. I mean, come on, get Middleton his assists. But I can see a draw, 1 each.
Oh, you're going for a 1 each draw? Okay,
I just didn't believe in Hibs strikers. Pish.
Right.
Sorry, mate. Read out a couple. Let's see. We'll scroll all the way down because there's more coming in. Scott writes in 3-2 to Hibs. Billy K writes in 2-0 Hibs. Let's see. We've got Easy Scotty writes in 2-0 Hibs. A lot of love for Hibs coming here. This is a surprise. Andy D writes in 3-0 Hibs. And one person called Ringo writes in 1-0 to the Hams.
Right, okay. Rugby Park, Kilmarnock off the back for winning Edinburgh, taking on your favourite team, Livingston.
I like Livy.
Score prediction on, you go first.
I like Livy. So, delicious pies. Delicious striker. For me, I'm going to back the boys again. 2-0 again. They're going back to back. Livy, we're dating things, mate. Feed the Dyke. Dyke, sorry.
I'm going to go the opposite direction, but I'm not going to say a goal in it for both teams. I'm going to say 2-1 to Kilmarnock.
Oh, that'll be a good game. At
Rugby Park.
See, the thing is, with Livingston is they are so poor away from home, but they are such a dangerous team when they're away. It's weird.
I know. I feel like there's just that happens all the time. Every year there's just one weird team like that.
Yeah, that's just phenomenal when they're plastic. That could be an argument as well, I suppose. But it's again, so I mean, it works. It's plastic versus plastic, isn't it? It'll be basically a home game for them. Uncle G writes in 2-0 to Livy. He agrees with me. Kamsi writes in 2-0 to Dykes. Fair enough. Dino Bambino, what a name that is, son. Goes with 3-1 to Livy. That'd be a good game. Andy D writes in 2-2 to this game, and Remy writes in 3-1 macaroni.
Lovely stuff.
You like macaroni?
No anymore.
Do you want some macaroni?
No,
I've got plenty, mate. I fucking spent about 55 quid on it last night.
I'm fine. I'm okay. Heading to the land of Gogs, Motherwell taking on Aberdeen, in which could potentially be a very entertaining game. If Derek McInnes, will the pressure pile upon him still? I do believe so, because I think Motherwell are going to win 3-0.
Wow. Holy 3-0, shit.
Motherwell win. Don't know if that was expected, but they're on.
Mate, if they win 3-0, McInnes has got to get sacked.
Aye.
Holy
I
shit.
think a lot of people will be calling for it anyway.
Wow. Man, that's even threw me off my prediction. I forgot what I was picking there. Holy shit. I'll go 1-0 Motherwell, just because I think Aberdeen is going to be so weak because of the players that have been lost out. But Smooth writes in 3-1 to Motherwell. Bob Steele writes in 3-1 to Motherwell as well. Holy crap, I'm way off my prediction on with this one. Let's see. Billy K writes in 2-0 to Motherwell. There's so many coming in. Thanks, by the way, for everyone firing in. Ben writes in 2-0 to Well. And the last one comes in from the Dugout Football Channel. He writes in 4-2. And Andy also writes in 3-1. Sorry, Andy. Carry on.
No bad. Right, well, the next game is the Battle of the Saints. St Mirren versus St Johnstone. CJ, kick us off. What you thinking?
St Mirren home win with that one, mate. 1-0.
1-0. See, I do want to back St Mirren in this. I feel like
Same. I like them.
Their game. They're playing well. But I've also noticed that I've not picked a draw yet. And there's got to be one. There's one every week. One. So this is going to be my draw. I'm going to go for 1-0 at St Mirren Park.
Perfect. James Hunter writes in 5-5. Why not?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. If there's a 5-5 with that game, that'll be a good one.
Right.
Also, look at that. It's 55. James writes in 1-1. Glenn writes in 0-0. Mark writes in 0-0. Michael Rose writes in 0-0. There's a lot of draws coming in. Let's put it that way. There's not many people.
Setting a trend.
Smooth writes in 0-0. St Mirren keeper saves 9 shots for 6 yards. Book it. That's happening. I'll give
that
that.
Would be nice to watch.
And the last one, I'm sorry, we read it, Glenn, as well. So there's so many draws coming in there, mate. That's frightening.
Didn't expect as many there, but that is what we could do. Okay, final game of the weekend, which will be the Sunday kickoff. As Hearts take on Rangers.
Top of the league, Rangers. Say it right.
Well, we won't have to say that after the next episode, so we'll be all right.
Now, County's there, mate. County's going to do a job for us.
Levine's going to do a job. My prediction for the game is, see, honestly, if it was last year, I'd be like, oh, I'm going back Hearts. Get a go. How can I back Craig Levine? How can I say?
Mate, just want to say 12 points out of 12 for Hearts last year as well, and that's when I'm playing.
I've got to go 2-1 Rangers because, my God, there's no way I can seriously sit down and say that Levine's going to get something there. So 2-1. And CJ, your prediction?
If you want to find out my prediction, you have to come on the channel the day before and we'll discuss it there. See you then. Love that. Right, we'll read out a couple of the people saying the Dugout writes, Remy writes in 4-0. And I also believe the Dugout, sorry, mate, there's so many flew in there. I actually tried to click on yours and it's gone. James Hunter writes in 6-0. Defoe and Morelos hat-trick. That's what you call a dirty double right there. Rangers Edit writes in 3-0 to Famous. Lewis Humphreys writes in 4-0 with Morelos hat-trick and a Defoe chip. I like chips. Do you like chips?
Already said.
Do you want chips and macaroni? You had that on Rangers Mad writes in 2-1. Rangers close game. I do think, by the way, spoiler alerts, I think Hearts are going to sit in there and defend with their lives. So I'm not seeing a lot of goals in the game of football, if I'm honest.
They've definitely got to.
And Fan 111 writes in 4-0 to Rangers. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to ask you a wee question because it's something that keeps coming up. See if you were to rank the strikers right now based on form in the league. So we've got the top 4, let's be fair.
Just in the league, so you're no counting like European games.
No, just league.
Just the league. If you're ranking on the league.
I'm going to give you the 4 because we're going to stick to this because I think they're the 4 best. You've got Morelos, Defoe, you've got Edouard and Cosgrove. So we're going to do this every week, just like a wee rotation. Where would you put them right now as we're going into an international break?
As we're going into an international break, I think the top spot has got to go to Defoe.
Right.
Defoe is at the top. Cosgrove has just came off the back of scoring a goal, which
his last 4 I think have been penalties before that. That was his first one since. That was a surprising start.
Do you know what? I'm still waiting to see more from him, honestly. So I'm going to go Defoe, Edouard, Morelos, Cosgrove.
Right. I'll go with Defoe right now, Morelos, because Morelos has actually played a lot less minutes in the Premier League and he's on the same goals as Edouard, and I think he's got 1 less assist. That's the way it's sort of breaking down, but the minutes. So I'm going to go with the minutes and stuff like that because they're obviously playing Defoe mostly in the league. So I'll go Defoe, Morelos, Edouard, and Cosgrove because, like you, I'm not buying too much into the Cosgrove hype right now. I want to see him scoring more goals.
Exactly, open goals, open play.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see some goals from open play. Penalties, again, I'm one that stick up for penalty kick takers because it's a tough job. That's the only thing I've been good at in my life. But I need to see some goals weekly and outfield that as well. So we'll read out a couple of people's opinion as well. Let's see. Easy Scott writes in Defoe, Morelos, Edouard, and Cosgrove. That's what I said. Ben writes in Defoe, Morelos, Dykes. I mean, Dykes has got to be up there, isn't he? They're the exact same for JP as well. They're Defoe, Morelos, Edouard. And the last one we'll read out comes from the Dugout, Defoe, Morelos, Edouard, Cosgrove. So there's a wee bit of common theme there. So we'll catch up with that every week because we've got 4 good strikers in the league, possibly 5 if Dykes keeps up. So it's interesting to keep ahead on, see if Dykes can get in there. So is there anything else you want to talk about, Ryan, before we wrap up?
Not pretty much.
Forgot to play Beautiful Sunday again.
No, well,
You're
I
right.
mean, it's usually one that favours me more. So,
It
beautiful
used to
Sunday
be.
earlier this month, wasn't it?
Used to be.
Last month.
That's in the past now. Okay, mate.
So is yesterday. Yesterday's in the past. Tomorrow's a
less than
bright new
24
day.
hours. It's less than 24 hours since I was dancing naked to that song, right? So
How long after kickoff are you going for that?
Too long, mate. Too long indeed. But anyway, we'll wrap up there. That's Ryan 1 minute. You can find him on his YouTube channel. Where?
Ryan 1 minute.
That's it. I don't know why he's got Ryan Stephen F, but the
I
man's
know.
maverick.
I asked for a username and I thought it was an account that I was making, so I was like, all right, I'll put that in. But that's where you can find me on Twitter. You want to follow me on Twitter? Why watch me on YouTube?
Let's be fair. And what's your email address?
You're never going to get it.
Fuck.
You have to get me on your team.
Well, that may happen as the season goes on. You never know. Anyway, I've been Sieging over now too. Thank you so much for watching. There's been over about 550 people for the entire hour and 5 minutes. That's incredible. Thank you so much for watching. And bye. And beep. We're still on right now, Ryan. It's still on.